Hello, wonderful women. I'd like to welcome you to the Victorian Rural Women's Network 2020 Virtual Country Cuppa. My name is Cynthia Marnie, and I've been invited to share with you my top 6 tips for self-care. I've called them my 6 C's of self-care. I'm a leadership facilitator and coach, and I work a lot with rural women. I'm passionate about self-care because I believe that if we're to bring our best selves to our families, our workplaces, our communities, and our world, then we need to make self-care a pivotal foundation of our everyday lives. I'd like to say a big thank you to those women who have stepped up and volunteered to be our Country Cuppa hosts. So yay, everyone give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the women who are participating in the Country Cuppas. You have made the decision to spend some time to look after yourself and connect with others and take time out of your busy life. So thank you for that and well done. And we all know that rural women are stronger through connection. So getting on to my 6 self-care tips. Conditions is number 1. And I reckon life is a bit like a marathon, and we're all at different points in our life running in different conditions. Some of us are running with a headwind whilst others have a tailwind. Some of us are running in sunshine and others of us are running in rain. And at other times, some of us aren't even running in the race anymore. We've had to withdraw. And I think those are the times when big stuff happens in life, things like ill health. So for your self-care, be really mindful of the conditions that you're running in at any particular time, and make sure you adjust your self-care strategies to respond. My second tip for this area is to just focus on running your own race and don't compare yourself to other people. You'll be much happier. My second tip for self-care is connection. And as human beings, we are hardwired to connect. We're social animals. What you're all doing today in getting together and connecting with each other is you're looking after your well-being. That is a great self-care strategy. The second part of connection, though, is connecting in with yourself. And many rural women have said to me over the past couple of months that this has been a time for them to really focus on what is important. They've gained a lot more clarity about their values and about what is important to them. And they see this as an opportunity going forward to think about the kind of life they want to create. So for you, I'd encourage you as well. What are your values? What's important to you? And what life do you want to create going forward? My third tip for well-being is around change. Now, as humans, most of us don't like change. Some of us do, but most of us don't. The reason is that our brains become fatigued when there's change, because when things are normal, we operate a lot on autopilot, but when we're in a time of change, we have to make more decisions and our brains become fatigued. And I reckon at the moment, we're in a time of sustained uncertainty. And many rural women have said to me, you know, some days I feel fine and then the next day I feel really fatigued. So if that's you, just be mindful. It's okay not to be okay at times, and it's no surprise because we are in a period of sustained uncertainty. My fourth tip for well-being is about compassion. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm not very kind to myself. I have little voices going on in my head saying, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. Oh, look at her over there. She's got a really good life. Why can't you be more like her? That's not very kind. So I think a great self-care tip is to become aware of our self-talk and check ourselves, because we can choose not to listen to our self-talk. And if we're aware of it, we can make that choice. So that is my top tip for self-care around self-compassion. My second area of compassion is compassion for others. And I've noticed over the past couple of months, I think people are being kinder and more compassionate to others. I think we're more aware of what other people are experiencing, and that boosts our well-being. So think about how others are traveling as well as yourself. Number 5 is consent. And I love Brene Brown. She has a podcast. She has a number of books. She has a TED Talk. She's fantastic. Go and check her out. One of her great tips that she always talks about is that we women are not very good at giving ourselves permission to look after our own well-being. We often put ourselves at the bottom of our to-do list. So my tip for you is to think about, and you might want to talk about this in your groups, what's one little thing that you could do each day and give yourself permission for self-care. And my final tip is charge. And just like your mobile phone, your battery needs charging too. Do you know what gives you energy? Do you know what fills your cup? And do you know what depletes you and drains your battery? So my encouragement to you is to have a bit of a think about those things and try to dial up and do a bit more of those things that give you energy, and try to dial down and do a bit less of those things that deplete you. That is a great self-care strategy. Now, I do have a bonus tip, and my bonus tip is a cha-cha-cha. What does cha-cha-cha mean? Cha-cha-cha means have some fun. I think as adults, we get very serious about life, and something that we can all learn from the beautiful kids in our lives and our beautiful pets is to have fun. So whether that's for you wearing wigs, dressing up, sharing a meal, having a laugh, dancing, singing, being silly, whatever it is, do more of it, because that will boost your well-being, and it is a great strategy for self-care. So I would like to thank you all for tuning in. I hope these 6 tips have been useful. I'd like to encourage you in your groups to have a bit of a chat about what's been challenging you recently, and share with each other some strategies that you can use to build the tools in your self-care kit. Have a fabulous Country Cuppa, and thanks for tuning in.